Number 41 says the equations below are linear equations of a system where a, b, and c are positive integers. You have ay plus bx equals c, and you have ay minus bx equals c. Which of the following describes the graph of at least one such system of equations in the standard xy coordinate plane? So you could have option 1, 2 parallel lines, option 2, 2 intersecting lines, or option 3, a single line. Perhaps more than one of those will apply. So if we look at slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, I'm going to use that to help explain this one. Neither one of these are in slope-intercept form. These are in standard form, both of these, sort of. You have your y's before your x's instead. So I'm going to take each one of these equations initially and convert it into slope-intercept form. I think that will make it easier to talk about the answer to this one. So if I subtract bx from both sides, and remember, a, b, and c are just positive integers, so it's something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So think about that as you're going through this problem. These are just representing numbers. We don't know the actual value of them right now, but they're just representing integer numbers. And so you'd have ay equals negative bx plus c, and then here divide everything by a, some positive integer in front of y here. You'd have y equals an integer divided by an integer times x plus an integer divided by an integer. And then likewise, ay minus bx equals c. If I add bx to both sides and then divide by a, I'll be left with y equals b over a, positive b over a, times x plus c over a. So if we look at these two equations, this one right here and this one right here, we look at their y-intercepts, they're the same. The y-intercept right here, I'll do that in green just to make that stand out a little bit more. So the y-intercept here and here is the same. Just to make a sketch of that to help us see. So perhaps that y-intercept, I don't really know where it is, but let's just say for argument's sake, it was right here. So the y-intercept is the same on both. They're going to have that point in common then. But if this slope is the opposite of this slope, that means one would have to have a positive slope and the other one would have to be the opposite of that, have to have a negative slope. So we could see something like this and like this. It's not necessarily going to be those two lines, but the idea is consistent or is the same, that one has to be positive and one has to be negative. So what do we have here? The only thing we can have of what's listed here is two intersecting lines. That's option 2. 1 and 3 are not possible options. They're going to intersect if these values a, b, and c are positive integers. So they have to intersect. The only correct choice then, the correct choice for number 41 is choice B.